Chair, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and area directors. What can I say about 4 years? I thought and thought and thought about the goals and the tasks that we've taken in the last 4 years, and I was going to have a prepared speech for it. And I thought, it's Toastmasters, I'm going to wing this. It'll be a long table topic. There's so much that we have had that has gone on in 4 years. We've learned change management. Most of you may not know our original name was not Spice It Up, it was Talk Scoop. We had to change our name in order to be better and keep on a good accord with corporate communications in their Scoop magazine, so we changed our name to Spice It Up. Way before Fit for Growth or anything else, we learned about change management. We learned about rebranding. We rebranded ourselves as we became Spice It Up. In 4 years, I have seen so many members walk through the door, and so many members that have grown and benefited from the Toastmasters Learning and Development Program. I've seen those that have come in who grab a paper, read from their paper, and the whole time shaking. That was me on my first icebreaker. I had 8 people in the room, and I never looked up. I've seen us get so many different awards. I've seen so many people grow up the corporate ladder, from those who are just regular old individual contributors to growing to be managers, supervisors, and so on. During those 4 years, I've seen us grow as an organization. I've seen us go from a couple of members that were kind of scared, not knowing what's going on at the first demo meeting, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to participate, not knowing how to do a table topics, running off the stage after 45 seconds worth of speaking, and most of that was a pregnant pause or a bunch of ums. And I've also seen us grow to be very strong within our district. We are one of the strongest corporate clubs. When we first started, we never thought about Distinguished Club Program. And for those of you who are guests, it's a recognition of all the achievements of your club, and it's recognized not only throughout the state, but also throughout Toastmasters International. My goal was, with Sean, after our first convention, was to see if we could get our DCP, which is our Distinguished Club Program. We worked hard, tirelessly. We recruited so many people. We trained in terms of who can be allowed in Toastmasters and who cannot. And we worked hard to get our first Distinguished Club goals for our first year. Then we said, legacy is upon us. We want that lovely ribbon that says legacy. And what legacy means is it's 3 years in a row that you have to accomplish these goals. Now, these goals aren't easy. It's 10 goals that you have to accomplish, not only within your officers, but within your club. So each individual contribution helps towards the overall goal. So I know that talking about the club overall is one thing, that's my perspective, but my journey is a little different. I started off voluntold to join Toastmasters. I had a discussion with my boss, and he says, you know what, you really should join Toastmasters. I'm like, whatever. But when it came around, I said, okay, I'm gonna join. And a lot of people ask me, why are you in here? Because I hate public speaking. I do not like it. I still don't like it, but I do it. It takes me out my comfort zone, and I keep getting better because of it. My first couple of months in Toastmasters, I did a couple things here and there. I remember 2 of my friends were big on doing speeches. They were in division contests and this, that, and the other. And I said, well, that's okay for you, because I'm not about that life. That was me 3 years ago. I'm not about that life. And here it is, I stand as not only a distinguished Toastmaster, which is the highest accolade that you can get within Toastmasters, but also I was an area director, a division director, and I'm even contemplating going higher up on the totem pole. So the whole thing is when it boiled down to it, I realized that Toastmasters was much more than an individual growth program for me. It was a family. Throughout my whole entire career with Toastmasters, whether it be death, desertion, sickness, whatever, my Toastmasters family was there for me. When my grandmother died and I became president, they were there for me. When I had cancer last year, they were there for me. No matter what I was going through, I came into this room to a helpful person and a warm smile. And that was the best thing about it. So going on what's going on for 4 years, thinking about that, there's so much that has changed. I have different department synergies. I know now more about seafood than I ever thought I would know, thanks to Terrence Jones. I didn't know there were so many different things about socks either. But I've learned so much from so many people about what it is that they do, and they have learned about me. So when thinking about it, always say yes. Always be prepared to step out of your comfort zone. Use this as your continuous improvement program. Grow, learn, become better. And then by that, you will not only be the change that you see within your own organization as far as US Foods or in Toastmasters, but being the change that you want to see in the world. Madam Chair, Mr. Chair.